Hello and welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies video. My name is Nathan, and if you happen to be new to my channel, I talk about crystals and I lisp quite often. Today's video is actually about the fact that multiple people have sent emails to me through my email on my channel here, and they're curious about the difference between Besednice Moldavite and regular Moldavite, right? So we've got some different pieces here I could show you. Now, the truth is that all Moldavite has a specific kind of nature type energy. And the specific nature of it is this wave of transformation that really just comes into our life, and it's like, boom, just like that, okay? So the first difference I want to talk about is that while the nature of this Moldavite magic of transformational wave power coming at you is the same for all Moldavites, no matter how small a piece, no matter how big, no matter if it's from Chlum, wow, I'm all tangled up here. Oh, no, I'm not. Whether it's from Chlum or probably pronouncing these names incorrectly, by the way, guys. So, and then also Besednice, right? It doesn't matter. But the uncomfortable nature, this is the difference. In a normal quote-unquote piece of Moldavite, there are these uncomfortable feelings. There is a lot of our attention being drawn to things that we could do better, things that we're doing that are not really for us. Maybe you're realizing that the job that you work at isn't really your highest passion, and then you start realizing that why are you doing anything other than your highest passion, right? And it kind of comes on in slow waves. What's really cool about Moldavite energy is it's always throwing new stuff at you, which is why it's called this transformation, is because it's always taking place. There's no end to transformation, right? We can always transform and evolve spiritually, physically, more and more. Every single moment, there's always that opportunity. So what's cool though with Moldavite is that even though it's always throwing more stuff at you, it seems to always only give you what you can handle in that moment. And it's like once you conquer this wave of transformation that it's thrown at you and you've been surfing for a while, and once you figure it out, boom, it turns something else upside down to give you more things to work on. It's really cool. It's actually really awesome, seriously. If you want to transform, spiritually evolve yourself, Moldavite is the absolute best. It's spectacular, okay? Now, here's where Besednice comes in. This is the difference. Besednice, and this is of course my own personal perspective, my own experience, okay? Besednice Moldavite doesn't seem to have this filter for, are you ready for this? Can you handle this? Okay. Normal Moldavite, our energy kind of blends with, and slowly but surely more layers are like removed from us and we get to transform. Besednice Moldavite doesn't seem to take into account where you are at and what you're ready for. It seems to me like you bring a powerful piece of Besednice into your life and everything all at once turns upside down, and it has this serious intensity to it, okay? Now, I have a video where I show different kinds of Moldavites and I show my whole collection. I'll go ahead and tag that up above if you're interested. That's kind of just a fun video where I show my collection, but I mention in this video how I was afraid, okay, of my Besednice piece at first. Now, afraid probably isn't the right word, but when you consider the fact that I'm rocking a lot of Moldavite right now, and I was at the time too, I did not wear my Besednice piece. I would put it away. I literally put it in a box in my closet because it terrified me. All these things that I'd been working on with my Moldavite and transforming in my life, I felt really comfortable with the way this transformation takes place. Then I bring in my piece of Besednice Moldavite, and it was like me, like this, like holding your legs and you're like shivering in bed in the fetal position. I mean, that's a drastic way to put it, but that's kind of what it felt like. Like everything turned upside down times a million. So that's differentiation number one, okay, is that the way the transformation comes on, much quicker, much more intense. I probably could have said that a lot sooner, so apologies. I will be more decisive as of right now. Ready? It's decisive Nathan time, guys. Also, I do want to say, if you have worked with Besednice, if you are a fellow Moldavite lover, as I know a lot of my awesome subscribers here are, please go ahead and comment below what you think. Even if it completely is different than what I'm saying, or even contradicts me, do not feel like you are being rude. I want all this stuff down in the comments so that anybody watching this video has an opportunity to see what you have to say as well. I'm just one person, and I'm totally freaking awesome, but so are you, and you probably have something super valuable to say, and I'd like to hear it too. This being said, moving on to number 2. Moldavite, when I first got it, I actually made my very first video on Moldavite, and I'll go ahead and tag that up above too, and it was like, is the power of Moldavite real? Or something like that is what I had called it. I'll tag it up above if you're curious. I mentioned in one of the points that I talk about the power of Moldavite and what it feels like, is it feels like Moldavite is a separate entity. Like it really has this alien vibe to it, and it almost seems like it has its own consciousness. That is what I felt with Moldavite, okay? It felt like I was almost with somebody else in the room. And that might sound kind of creepy to you. For me, it's totally awesome because, well, I'm out here walking alone, guys. Or am I? Boom, got all my Moldavites with me. See what I'm saying? And this consciousness, the way that it feels with Besednice, and I find this really interesting too, that I'll give you a closer look. Well, my camera's not focusing very well. Anyways, it's got some jagged lines to it, okay? Like kind of like spikes going on. And these jagged spikes are a really great physical representation of the consciousness of Besednice Moldavite. It's very aggressive. It's very overtaking. So, quick metaphor. With a normal piece of Moldavite, right? This piece of Moldavite here. Imagine my life as a car. I'm sitting in the driver's seat, I'm driving, and Moldavite's in the passenger seat. We're both driving together. This is me and my normal Moldavite, right? Moldavite's in the passenger seat, normal Moldavite. And I'm about to take a left turn, and and this Moldavite piece is going to be like, wait, what about right? Maybe you should check out right. And then I go, all right, fine. So it's like regular piece of Moldavite is like having a backseat driver, okay? And you can listen. You could choose to do this, right? That's something that's super cool. It's like this extra consciousness that is in your vehicle with you and is helping you to direct yourself. Besednice Moldavite, with this aggressiveness of it, I'm in the driver's seat, I'm driving, Besednice Moldavite is next to me, I go to take a left, Besednice Moldavite doesn't reach over and say to me, hey, are you sure you don't want to try right? Besednice Moldavite kicks me in the face, big old ninja kick like that, and I fly in the back seat, and Besednice Moldavite hops over, takes the wheel, and says, shh, I'm driving now. And again, these are pretty drastic ways I'm expressing this, but you know, with metaphysical energy, it can be hard to describe. It certainly is complicated for me. And I find it humorous that I made a YouTube channel to try and express it, being that I just come up with weird ways to say it. Regardless, this is another differentiation, okay? It really feels like Besednice Moldavite can kind of just take you over. And again, this can sound creepy. That's up to you how you want to take a look at it. I personally never take it off anymore. But, you know, it did take some getting used to. So a little thing that I want to say here is that most of the questions that I've been getting about the difference between Besednice Moldavite and regular Moldavite is along the lines of, do I need a Besednice piece? Do I need that to feel the Moldavite energy? Do I need a whole bunch of pieces like you have, Nathan? Now, this is not what this video is about, so I'm going to avoid that question because I have another video that will be coming out on that soon. But about the Besednice, you do not need a Besednice piece to feel the Moldavite energy, guys. It is, in a sense, more powerful. I just kicked something weird, sorry. Checking it out. It is, in a sense, more powerful, but at the same time, it's not more powerful. It's just more direct and overtaking. So if your goal is to shift your vibration and your consciousness into this Moldavite vibration and this like wave of transformation and really become one with it and really have this is what your whole life is about, then I would say definitely get some Besednice Moldavite. If your goal is spiritual evolution and you don't care what gets flipped up in the air and kicked over in the process, go for some Besednice Moldavite. Do it, okay? It's the most aggressive, transformative piece that I have out of all my pieces. This being said, some people can be a little bit scared of Moldavite, okay? It's a feeling that not everybody is like, whoa, yeah, Moldavite. Some people, they're more like, get that piece away from me. I walk in the room and, never mind, I'll leave that example out. So people can have this feeling, and I totally understand. The truth is that there's a certain amount of uncomfortable that we work through, and then it's like this door that opens up and suddenly you're spinning around in this room of beauty and life is majestic and I'm laughing with giggly laughter all the time. I feel electric. This can take time depending on what kind of work you're going to be doing with your Moldavite and how seriously you're going to be taking it. It's not about taking it seriously, because actually most of it's quite comical, and once I started seeing it as funny, that's when I started transforming it even more. But if you are not ready to go head first into a new reality and a new life, then I would suggest getting a normal piece of Moldavite. Now again, if you're watching this video and you've got anything to say about this, please, like I said, comment below. I would love to talk to you about this, and I really want everyone to be able to see what you have to say, as well as just my own unique perspective on my own, right? Now, the third difference that I would like to discuss with your lovely self. Moldavite is a very high vibration. You will have heard this about all Moldavite. No one's gonna, well, I haven't seen anybody say anything about the fact that it is only high vibrational with Besednice, right? It's high vibrational no matter what angle you come at it with, and no matter what angle you're coming at it with from, and with what kind of piece you have, if this makes sense of what I'm trying to say right now. And it is always a high vibration, and what this means to me is this high vibration is something you will actually feel and notice. Things will look different, you'll feel different, your senses are a little bit different. It kind of feels like you're stepping into a portal into, I didn't know this was possible, okay? Now, this might sound kind of far off and weird, but I will relate this to, imagine trying to explain being high to somebody who had never been high before, right? It's kind of something you have to see to be able to understand. You could try to explain, this is what it's like, this is what it's like, but ultimately, the first time you step into a shift of your perception in that way from a drug, the very first time, it's like, how is this possible? It's completely mind-blowing, right? So in that same way, this is kind of what the high vibration of Moldavite feels like. And especially with Besednice, the way that it vibrates, and I know it sounds weird that I'm using the word vibrate, but this is really what it is, guys. It really is like everything is vibrating. Everything is alive. Now, I have this with all my pieces, not just Besednice, but the way that Besednice interacts with me is this more high vibrational sense that, well, I can completely forget where I am and what I'm doing. This is a good example. I'm sure you can relate to walking into the kitchen or something to go and grab something for yourself and forgetting, what did I come in here for? And you got to turn around and walk out, and then you'll remember 20 minutes later, oh yeah, and then you go back, right? This takes us to a whole new level. Imagine walking into a room to go and grab something, and you're with your Besednice Moldavite piece, and all of a sudden, you don't know what you came to get. You don't know what room you're in. You've never seen this location before. I have no idea who I am. I just know that I'm conscious, and it's like this weird, like, I don't remember who I am, what I'm doing here, how I got here, and there's just this wah, 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 wah type feeling. And everything is vibrating, and my eyes are like, holy, this happens to me all the time, guys. As a matter of fact, I take off my Besednice Moldavite piece when I drive. I probably don't need to explain to you why. I had a few scares where all of a sudden I realized I was driving a car. And I was like, how did I forget that I was driving a car? And then I'd be like, where am I driving to? So this is really powerful, because if you like meditation, and if you are familiar with like Eckhart Tolle, I'm pretty sure I might be saying his name close to correct there. The power of now, right? Now, this is not what this video is about, but there is a certain power to this moment. And it can be really beautiful to work with a piece of Moldavite, which I've only experienced this with Besednice, where it completely shatters what the heck is going on. It's like being, and I've said this in a few videos now, it's like being born into a moment and anything is possible. And it can be kind of scary, but for me, I think it's pretty hilarious that I just forget who I am, like, randomly all the time when I'm with my Besednice piece. I forget what's going on. And in that, it's like this beautiful switch that goes off where it's like, huh, everything that I've been so fixating on doing, or that I was about to do, suddenly is not important. Suddenly, I'm awake in this moment, and I could do anything, and I could be anybody, and I could feel any way that I want. Besednice Moldavite is super awesome, guys. It's super powerful. I'm sure that there's more that I could say, but as of right now, this is kind of where I'm at with it. And so now what I'm going to do is keep my leg up on this log, act all fancy like. Oh yeah. Thank you guys for watching this Vibes and Frequencies Moldavite video. I'm going to enjoy the lake here and watch the sunset. And yeah, I hope that this sheds some light for you guys on the difference between Besednice Moldavite and regular Moldavite. Don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to drop your comment. That's the most important thing to me, actually, in this video. If you're hearing this again, then it's a sign that you should probably drop a comment. I want everyone to be able to see everybody's opinions and differences of this, because Moldavite is a really unique, really powerful thing, and when we get going on Besednice, I want more information to be available than just my own. So thank you again. I will see you guys in a day from today, because I post videos every other day, unless it's Saturday or Sunday. My name's Nathan. Have an awesome rest of your day. Goodbye. Bye, guys.